What up, homies? Just keeping it real. Doesn't get much worse than today. Fucked up every trade. I had a great day pre-market, gave it all back, and then tenfold. I haven't had a winning trade, and if you paid me right now to put a trade on, I'd tell you to keep your money. Patience, discipline, and being a degenerate don't go hand in hand. But man, there's a point where you're like, okay, maybe I got out of this trade a little bit premature. Let me get back in. And then if it doesn't work that second time and the chop remains chop, you got to shut the computer because then you're telling yourself, all right, it's not working. But then you sit there and you do it again and again. And then it starts to add up. 110 loss, 120 loss, 150 loss. Next thing you know, you're down $1,000. And you were up 460 even before the day started and the day was over and everything was fantastic. Now you're down, 800 and change because you're a fuckhead. I mean, I went back to the same trades now 3 different times. And here's what makes it worse. This is why this day is now going to be one of the epic days. I'm okay with a stock. Again, FRC I was in earlier. I'm okay if I get out of a trade and then it tanks and it would have been a lot worse. Now it's coming all the way back. If FRC gets back to 1850, this will probably go down in history as one of the most annoying days. I traded 10,000 shares of NVAX. Look what it did. Bought it 5,000 shares at 588, 5,000 shares at 591. I top ticket at 591. All right, cool. I'm not going to panic. Grinds me out, grinds me out, grinds me out. Stopped out, stopped out, stopped out. Went down a couple of pennies afterwards. And then all it did for the next 45 minutes was grind back up, grind back up, grind back up, grind back up, grind back up. Or I would have made a little bit of money. That's fucking annoying. Same thing happened to me on Rivian 3 times. Top ticket, went down, never broke down, but I sold it, rallied back, would have made money. And then I'm like, all right, let me give it another shot. Oh, top ticket again, rolls over, gets stopped out at the same goddamn price. And then what does it do? Grinds back, breaks another new high. That time, at least I didn't trade it again, but that's another one. And then my buddy Pac W even let me down. I bought some at 10.12. And again, I put a tight stop on it at 10. Got out. Now it's at 1040. So shit, man, when it goes bad, it's so simple. The one rule that nobody does. Leave. It's over. It's been over. It's not going to get any better. Stop fighting a fight that you're losing. There's always tomorrow. Or better yet, take tomorrow off too, because it doesn't matter. The market's always here. The VWAP trades work. I spent the whole day chasing after bank stocks just on price. There was no VWAP trades today. There was nothing. So I started just hitting buttons. Oh, this stock's breaking new highs. Let me buy it. Loss. Oh, this one's breaking new lows. Let me short it. Loss. So when I look back at this day and I look at my analysis here, none of these trades fit my criteria, and all of them were losses. This morning, the Qs broke VWAP. I bought them. We made money. Pac W broke VWAP, broke the upper range. We made money. After that, it was all awful. But that's not even, who cares about any of that? You see, I've been making these videos on YouTube for a long time. The title of the video maybe gets some traction today, NCAA picks, right? I come on, I tell you I'm on fire. I'm on fire. I have never done this well in my life, and I've been gambling since the 5th grade. I've never done this well, ever. Not the pool, not the brackets. Who gives a shit about that stuff? I just clicked a button. Gambling on individual ones. I gave you my 3 picks Friday. Kennesaw State plus 12.5, 560 on the money line. So if you put in Kennesaw State for $100 on the money line plus 560, they were up by 10 with 9 minutes left. DraftKings lets you cash out of your bet. So just like the stock market and pivot points and reversals and rollovers, Kennesaw missed a 3-pointer. They could have went up by 13. They missed a three-pointer. I think it was Xavier. I don't even know who they're playing. Xavier. He gets the ball, bop, 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 drains a three. Right there, I cashed out because that was the pivot. And I was still getting plus 300. So my $100 was only worth 300 now. It was worth about, I could have made 560 on the bet if Kennesaw would have won. But DraftKings lets you cash out. So right in that moment, I was like, you know what? That's a pivot point right there. They're probably going to blow this game. Took the money on Rand with Kennesaw, but I still won the first half. And I had the 12 and a half points. I gave you my teas. I've won on every parlay. I had a 14 parlay. Nobody hits 14 parlays except for this guy. I avoided all the Cinderella teams getting, I avoided all the debacles. I didn't have Duke. I had Michigan State, UConn in a two-team tease. UConn, Michigan State in a two-team parlay. UCLA, baby. Laid 230 to win 100. Who cares? 230 on a UCLA. UCLA ain't losing these first two rounds. UCLA, Alabama in a two-team tease. UCLA with UConn. I mean, I hit everything I put on. You know what I'm going to do now? I'm never betting ever again. There's no way I'm going to continue this streak. There's no way. Every gambler knows that, right? So this is where you walk away. I'm done. I don't got to prove anything to myself. I don't got to prove anything to anybody. I just annihilated the tournament. Michigan versus Kansas State. Good luck. Who the hell knows who's going to win that game? If I had to choose now, I mean, it's tough because I like both teams. But here, let's see if I can actually do it. I'll give you my picks off the top of my head. You like that? I'm never putting a bet on ever again. I'm never trading ever again. It's like my wife. She hears these stories all the time. But I've never got seriously, I went 17 for 18. That's unheard of. The only bet I lost was Duke was getting plus 2,700. So I threw $10 just in case Duke made a miracle comeback at the end of that game. That's the only bet I lost. And that was a goof. All right. So off the top of my head, I'll show you what I'd be doing. I love the reason I do well in the beginning rounds is I take the teams that I think are going to win and I combine them in a tease, a 3-team or a 4-team. You get 10 points on the 4-team. You got to lay out 130 to win 100, but you're getting 10 points to play with. That's when you start taking those favorites like Alabama. You knew they were going to win the game. UCLA wasn't going to lose. UConn ain't losing in the opening round. Duke ain't losing in the opening round. Purdue? Fuck Purdue. Go look at the statistics on Purdue. They blow every tournament. They stink. So you avoid Purdue. Kansas, they're nervous with the trying to repeat. I stayed away from Kansas. So I stayed away from Purdue. I stayed away from Kansas. Alabama, they're like a professional fucking basketball team. I hate Alabama. And I love betting on teams that I hate. Because when you bet on teams you want to win, do you ever win? You generally never win when you're betting on a team that you want to win. That's why I was scared to bet on UCLA. I love UCLA. I have 3 teams that are still in this tournament. I got Michigan State, Kansas State. I mean, one of them are going bye-bye. And I got UCLA, Michigan State, Kansas State. I got this is like the best tournament of my life. Anyway, let's see what's going on here on the pits. So sticking with that trade or what's been working, Michigan State, Kansas State's an avoid. At this point, I'd have to go Kansas State because I've been riding them since the Texas game when they scored 150 off Texas. That's what opened my eyes to Kansas State. I've been riding them ever since. But if you saw UConn play, I don't care how good the defense in Arkansas is. UConn's winning that game, right? So you take UConn, but you don't lay the 3.5. You take UConn minus 175. You lay 175 to win 100. But what I do is like, you know what? I like UConn, so I'm going to throw that into the tees. So I'll go UConn. And again, Gonzaga, UCLA, I would never bet this game. It's a tough game to pick, so you avoid it. But Alabama is going to beat San Diego State. I hate San Diego State. It's the only thing that gets me nervous. I haven't picked a San Diego State game right in 30 years. I hate that team. I hate that school. I hate that state. Just like Ohio State. I haven't picked an Ohio State bowl game right in my life. So you know what I do now? I don't bet Ohio State. If they're in the game, I'm not interested. But I got to go Alabama minus the 8 with the UConn in a 2-team tease. I don't want to bet against the Hurricanes. Man, I hate Texas also, and I hate Xavier. So the only the ones that jump out at me, I go Alabama, I go UConn, 2-team tease. Let's go. We're gonna take the we're gonna go 4. Let me see if they give us any more extra points. Oh, we could go 5. We'll lay out the 130. So putting up $220. I go 260. Putting 260 on UConn, Alabama, 2-team tees. So you're getting UConn plus 1.5 and Alabama minus 3. Put me in for 260. I'm in. So far, I've hit every single one. That probably is going to hit. I'll put it in for $10 right now just to say I have it on. But I thought you weren't betting anymore. But that's how I bet. And it works. I've been doing this since the 5th grade. It doesn't usually work as well as I've done this year, but you hit. Man, if I was in Vegas right now, my boy, who want to hear something crazy? My buddy, he's at Caesars right now with his son just turned 21. He took his son and eight knuckleheads. They rented, I think it's 2 cabanas for 3 days, 3 days, 3 nights, all you can eat, all you could drink. 3 cabanas at the Caesars for 10 of his friends and my buddy and his buddy. So 12 people, 3 cabanas, 3 days. How much you think it cost? Take a guess. Anybody listening? I know nobody's even listening to me, but 75 grand. 75 grand the dude just spent just for that part. But this guy, he bets 2,000, 3,000 to start. If I was sitting with him like I was last year, oh my God, he'd be up probably like $500,000 right now. Because he pushes. When he wins, he pushes. You win a couple of teasers, he just keeps laying it. He's like, let's ride Kansas State. He'll win 3 grand. Next thing you know, he's betting 6. And then he'll bet 9. He's out of his mind. But when he wins, he comes home with $500,000. When he loses, he's down, usually 100 grand. Sick. But man, crazy stuff. But back to trading. Wow. What a squadouchy, awful, gross day. And all of this could have been avoided. Because, man, I went 4 for 4 to start the day, even before the day got started. But I just needed to put some trades on. I knew it was going to. I just had this feeling. After the first one didn't work, I was like, you know what? I don't want to be chopped up. And then I go, let me try it again. Oh, I don't want to be chopped up. Oh, let me try it again. I don't want to be chopped up. Let me try it again. When you're sitting at the blackjack table and you get an 18, the dealer gets a 19, you're like, fuck. And then you get a 19, the dealer gets a 20. You know what you're supposed to do? Get up. Nobody gets up except Big Al, my dad. You follow rules. My father's the only person that really actually wins at blackjack. Because he'll go from table to table to table to table to table to table to table until he finds the dealer that's paying him. If he loses 2 or 3, if he gets bad beat, and I'm talking about bad beats, you got 18, dealer gets the 19. You get the blackjack finally, dealer gets the blackjack and you push, get up. Read the books. There's books about blackjack, discipline and everything. You're getting beat, you don't sit there. What is this, Vegas vacation? Here's an idea. How about you just give me half the money you got left? I'll kick you in the nuts and we'll call it even. You don't sit there letting yourself get beat up. You run. Like I ran. Look at this FRC now. I'd be down another 2 grand. Just looking at it, I feel like I'm losing money. Son of a bitch. What a stupid day. And I'm a freaking cripple. I went down on the pickleball courts, like down, like almost vomited in pain and started crying in front of all the people. I must have snapped either it's an Achilles or I think the calf muscle just ripped off my body. I was down for the count. I'm going to the doctor in a couple of hours to see what the story is. I can't walk. Can't walk. I'm walking around with crutches right now. Shouldn't be trading. Shouldn't be doing any of this. Be freaking smoking weed, sitting on the couch, passing out, watching stupid freaking, TV. I got Godfather Holland to watch. Speaking of that, I'm out of here. Good luck. There's my bet. That's the only bet I'll put on. Johnny, baby, let's talk tomorrow once I come out of my coma. Hopefully I get some good drugs tonight. My pickleball career just ended. 51 years old. I can't even play sports anymore. Freaking miserable. Hello. Yeah.